Welcome to the Little Big Bro podcast. My name is Leo. I'm the little bro.
And I'm Hector. I'm the big bro.
And today we're coming to you all to talk about everyone's concerns about the live action Avatar: The Last Airbender Netflix series.
Because with just a few days away, we've heard there's a couple things that we seeing in the heard in the news or on Google and the social media and all that stuff. So we're gonna share some of the news that we've heard with you guys. So hopefully you guys can let us know what you guys think as well after we share your thoughts of this news. Okay, the first one we heard was about Sokka. So which will be played by Ian Owsley. Hopefully I said his name right. Which first of all, his looks wise, I think he's gonna be a great Sokka. He looks like the character, and even the the little previews that we've seen, I think he'd be great. But the news that we heard was that his character is not going to really be sexist. Which they said that they're either toning it down or they took it away. Was the first news that we heard, and which takes a lot out of Sokka, because that's just Sokka who he is, and it creates great character development throughout the seasons, because eventually with he meets Suki, which beats him up, which she's a girl, and he realizes throughout the whole show, little by little, starts realizing that women, girls can be just as good as men, as good as fighters, and he starts learning from all that. But the good news is that we did hear I guess then there was an interview with Ian, and he said that he still is going to be a little bit sexist, but it's been toned down a lot, so which gives us hope for he still have that big character development. Obviously he's got a lot of other stuff to go with his character, but I feel like that was one of his biggest flaws as a character, which lets you be excited to watch it and see it grow.
So let us know what you think. Go down on the comments, let us know what you think about this change, and if it's going to be like a good positive or a bad negative for the show, or will we not even notice the change and it's going to work with the show? Who knows? Let us know down on the comments below. But yeah, I don't know, what are my thoughts on it. My thoughts about it are, well, one like big thing about it is that the show hasn't come out, so we can't like base it on anything on how sexist is he in the show, in the live action show. But no, I mean, I think we do come to an agreement of like that's a big character arc for him.
I mean, he has a lot of other character developments, his maturity as a leader, finding a place, and finding his place on the team, as being the only non-bender. He's the only non-bender in the team Avatar, and so there's so much more to his character, obviously, than being just sexist, and or that's one of his flaws. But so I'm excited to see how they're going to build this character, or how Ian's going to be playing this character. The wardrobe looks awesome. That's right. Hands down. So Netflix did a great job with this. I did hear that it's coming up to be a more of a mature show, like so it's like PG-14, and like the cartoon was Y7, so it was like for everyone. So
interesting. So yeah, that's pretty much that'd be interesting what maturity level that they'll throw into it.
So I wonder if some of his if Sokka's jokes will be like a tad bit more mature, like just enough to like go just by a little kid's train of thought, that he won't really think about it like that. Maybe more like adult comments or teenager type jokes.
That would be interesting. I don't know. Well, I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, I mean, apart from like that development for Sokka's character, like another big part of it is his like relationship with his dad. who, like in the show, right, leaves, and he has to be, the man of the tribe, and feels like since his dad was the leader of the tribe, like he's
Right.
next in line, so he needs to take that role. But
And then
little
when he
kid,
meets his dad's best friend, which when they go through the
the training in
um
the
not
water.
the train, the boat, the initiation to
Yeah.
be, their initiation as a man or as a warrior.
Hmm.
And he takes them through the riptides. So I wonder if they'll do something like that. I'm sure it's not going to be exactly like the series, but there's a lot of parts. I really do hope they keep the swordsman, the where he gets a part of the meteor, makes a sword.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I really,
that's not until like season 3 though.
I know, but I really hope it does. It does good, and they keep that.
Yeah.
On
Yeah,
season one,
like you said,
he was just I feel like he wasn't, he wasn't grown up yet, and he's still a little immature, sexist,
Mhm.
thinking that, boys are better than girls, which is your typical old school mentality that,
Yeah.
we had when we were younger. I guess our younger generation had it.
Yeah, well, he
Um
has moments in it. So, like, of course, there's like, well, when we're talking about all this, we're gonna be like spoiling a little bit for like the show. But of course, if you're watching this like the live action show, you should have probably already seen all of like the animated show.
and
But
it's
like,
on Netflix, so you can go and catch up right now.
exactly. So like, right. So like in the first season, Suki is one of the ones that like pushes, other than Katara, Suki is the one of the first other ones that like pushes his buttons and like makes him mature a little bit more. But I think at the end of the first season, when he has that kind of like small relationship with Yue, like Princess Yue,
Right.
and then what ultimately happens to her, like at the end of season 1, that's a big impact for Sokka.
Right.
I feel
Right.
like that matures him a little even bit more going into like the second season.
Right. I
Yeah.
mean, but even still, he still had that young I mean, he's a kid, so he had that young teenage mentality where he
Hmm.
sees like, the rival man for Princess Yue,
Yeah.
and so he's like, that's the guy you're marrying. He's like, he's not better
Yep.
than me,
Yep.
you know. And then Katara, I mean, Katara always puts him in check. So I'm wondering if that's even going to be happening. I hope it still happens because I
They
mean, it's
should.
funny,
It
it's
should be some
funny, but then
sibling
it's a
banter.
good thing that she's it shows that she's a strong, sister, even though she's the younger sister,
Hmm.
but still puts them in this place that like, I can do it just as good as you can,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Exactly. Ooh. So that's a great segue into the second possible concern that people may have of the live action show. So the second concern that people are saying might happen or might not happen in the live action show is that Katara might not have like a motherly or maternal kind of role in the show, because like in the animated show there are moments where Katara she kind of feels like she's the mother of the group, like she like Sokka, Aang, and then eventually Toph are literally just the kids, and she's the one that's like has to rally up the kids and be like, "Come on, we gotta be responsible, get things done, get this camp ready, blah 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 blah." And yeah, so it seems like there might be a little bit of concern. People that think that they really won't get into a lot of that, and
Wait,
like
so they're taking that away? Like you read that that
yeah,
she's not going to be as motherly?
they think some gender issues that didn't quite translate from like the cartoon, that won't they won't go too much into it in Katara's role in the live action show, which is very interesting, because even in the animated show she was very against like anybody who told her that she couldn't do something.
Right, like even like when
Yeah.
she fought like when she went to the Northern Water Tribe,
Mhm.
she was like, "Oh, what women can't learn how to bend,
Mhm.
that they had to become healers."
Mhm.
Uh but I feel like being motherly is that's another thing too. I feel like being motherly is it's a big part of her character, and that it shows that she can be both motherly, you know, caring and both strong at the same time, and like
Mhm.
be a
But
force to be reckoned with.
she
Because
can literally do all of it.
yeah, she can do all. I mean, she can like she can be the one to talk to you, sort of like the level-headed one,
Mhm.
and at the same time she can pretty much destroy you,
Mhm.
because there's I don't want to, in case you haven't seen the cartoon, I don't give any spoilers of how strong her powers can be, but they can be
Right.
strong. Let's just
Right.
say if she wants you to dance, she can make you dance.
Yeah. And I mean, to be honest, I think um, the actress who plays Katara, Kia Wintio Tarbell. Hope I said her name right. I feel like from the moments we've seen that she does embody Katara pretty well, and I can easily see her be like, you can see her being strong, but also at the same time caring, which you know right, like that's part of Katara, like that's part of Katara, that's part of like other people's characters, but like Katara is literally the character in the show that like can do it all. And I think seeing her like showcase in a way of like her nurturing side of her, they is like, it makes it, I don't know, it makes it even, I don't know if it makes it even better, but like it's cool to see that, and then also be able to see her being cool water bending and just kicking butt. Like
Right.
it balances well in the show. Kind of like
Well, I'm excited to see how she's gonna. Because I mean, I feel like this time around, they didn't do no M Night Shyamalan. They the casting's really well,
Night
and the thing
Shyamalan.
is, the characters, the actors playing the characters are really excited and want to do these characters right. So I'm
Mhm.
sure um, she'll be doing a great job, playing Katara. I just hope that the character development is there for it,
I
for
think so.
her character, because I mean her character, all these characters have so much growth in these 3 seasons in the cartoon. So I really hope that they focus on they I hope they focused on the character growth as much as they did with the special effects and the costumes and all that,
Mhm.
because I mean that'll make or break the show, is the character development, because we
Exactly.
end up being drawn to these characters, and they they suck us into their little avatar world.
Mhm. Exactly.
Let us know what you think, if with the news about Katara, if you think you know if you think being less motherly is a good twist, or a good way to go upon her character development.
Yeah. Or if you agree with like a balance of it all, make her, a great character, or yeah, does that thing to be added needs to be subtracted? I don't. Who knows? Let us know on the comments below. And this leads us to our third topic, side quests or side journeys. So, I think a part of the concern from what I've been seeing online is that uh, people think that the live action show, the Netflix show, will be too streamlined and going from like the start of the season to the end of the season. Unlike the animated show where there's like they have time and you feel like there's time to them to go to like, I don't know, Kyoshi Island, then go to like the Great Divide, which is like the most fillery episode, and then to like, I don't know, you bounce back from Jet, you go to Basing, is it Basing Se? Yeah. No, not Basing Se. Where's Boomy at?
What's it called? The Earth Kingdom.
Oh
Oh my gosh, why am I drawing a blank? Huh?
I'm spacing on it too.
Well, everybody knows where it's at.
Exactly.
I don't know why we're drawing a blank.
Yeah, I'm trying to going to there and then going to the Northern Air Temple where they meet the mechanist who's making the tools for the Fire Nation, and that's where you see Teo who's on the wheelchair. Like that's another side story. So people are concerned that that may not be part of the show. But it's really interesting. I don't know. It's with live action, you unless you have a 22 season show, you can have episodes where they do things.
King Boomy is in the city of Omashu.
Omashu. Oh my god. Omashu. There you go. Yeah. So yeah, what do you think? It's really interesting. So they might not.
I love their little side quests. It gives them a place for the character development. It gives them a place to to not just be action intense and the show to just not be intense the whole time, because there's a lot going on. There's a lot that happens. It's you need that little side quest to just get your mind out, clear your mind, or to relax it.
You have to have
Aang wanting to go ride the koi fish. Aang, like Sokka getting stuck in the hole
in season 2.
Chasing the little saber tooth moose.
Yep.
Or the I think where they take the path to Omashu, the hidden path, the lover's cave.
Yeah.
So I mean, the characters that they build, that they bring there, that you find it was a side quest. I think that when they met the fortune teller.
It builds story, yeah.
And that was the best part.
That's
when
true.
they saw when you saw the side quest, because that in that episode it sort of them the fortune teller telling them their fortunes. You actually see a display of Aang's power, not even being in the avatar state,
just as an airbender.
Yeah. And it's and there's so many things that happen for their characters development in these little side quests that I don't know. I hope they're not missing an opportunity. I know it's only 8 episodes, but I don't know if they're going to be able to how they're going to fit a side quest within an episode.
Yeah, because with anything, you need balance, because you can't. Well, certain shows you can have just dark shows, blah blah blah, drama, but there's other shows kind of like Avatar, even in the animated show there's a balance. There's these fun little side stories that just make you love the characters even more, and then there's times where they hit you with the hard stuff, like when Aang found the Southern Air Temple where the Fire Nation killed all his basically friends and family,
right? Or when Katara goes and does a little side journey. She remember when Zuko's all with everybody, and then everyone takes their own Zuko field trips.
Yeah.
And exactly. He goes and helps her find the guy that killed her.
That's a very important side quest.
And it was a side journey. And or when she met when they're all at the Fire Nation, and she met the waterbender that was hidden in the Fire Nation.
Yeah. It's
when Sokka tried some Flamios.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I feel like Flamios are our version of Takis, or their version of Takis.
Yeah, those little crunchy things. Yeah, they kind of look yummy. Yeah, I feel like their solution, and you kind of seen in one of the trailers. I don't know if we talked about it too much because we were trying to figure out if this was like Omashu or the Northern Air Temple. And it's like it's literally one scene in the trailer, in the second trailer, or the big trailer, where you're seeing Aang and he's flying with Teo, with the kid that's in the wheelchair.
Oh, right.
And in the animated show, that was in the Northern Air Temple, which was technically, you know, like a side questy episode. But where they were flying over, it looked like Omashu. So I think.
Well, I mean, remember the Northern Air Temple was built differently. It was built like sort of upside down.
No, that was the Western Air Temple.
Oh, that was the Western. Oh, okay.
That's right. So I think the solution for the live action, that what they might do, and yeah, they could do it their own way and make it work. They might combine some stories.
They already did it.
Exactly. There's no point now. The show comes out in a few days. I think combining some stories, and if you tell it in a good way, it could work. Like, have the same have the same side story where he met Teo and the mechanist, you know, the guy who, you know, who builds all the stuff for the Fire Nation, all those inventions. Have him meet them at the beginning of the episode, and they're already in Omashu.
I mean, wasn't Teo his dad?
Huh?
That was Teo's dad, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's Teo's dad. So, like, you know, you can have them meet at the beginning of the episode. They're already in Omashu, and then that's the beginning of the episode, and then like throughout towards the middle of the episode, that's when you get into the boomy part of the episode.
Oh, right.
It's all in Omashu. It could work.
I mean, I have faith in it because, you know, Netflix is they do good shows, so I'm you know, I'm still excited for it. But I wonder if that's maybe the reason that you know, the original creators of Avatar decided to, like, you know, opt out of the Netflix one, because, you know, I mean, maybe they were toning down too much that than they wanted, or cutting out, you know, quests or maybe little journeys that you never know.
You never know. Even that, maybe they were showing too much violence, because the first thing
maybe maybe it was too violent. Maybe they didn't want it to be as violent, because everything's more violent now, you know.
Nowadays, like, because I'm literally thinking that first episode we're seeing Fire Nation fighting what was it, the Southern Air Temple,
right?
And we're seeing that, and I think that's gonna be I think
I heard that they're gonna, like, they're actually showing like what happens when they use bending on, or what happens when they get burned and stuff like that. So I mean, if they show that, obviously they wouldn't show that on the cartoon.
No,
but
oh my gosh,
so I wonder, like, to what extent they show when Fire Nation burns up someone, you know, or an earthbender crushes someone with a boulder.
Yeah, I can only imagine if they can get to the third season, how they would showcase bloodbending.
Oh, yeah.
That will be nuts. Oh my gosh, yeah. I don't know. It's fun to have. It's kind of similar to what they're doing with Harry Potter. Like, you have the books, you have the movies, and from what I hear, they're making on HBO, they're gonna do 7 seasons of Harry Potter and just be faithful to the books for the TV show.
Oh, 7 seasons.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is pretty cool. So, like, as an Avatar fan, we have the animated series, which is like amazing. We have all these other books, all like the comic books, and now we're just gonna have a live action show it's gonna tell its own little story. Right.
It's gonna have its own little story. I mean, it'll be maybe a little more darker, more realistic version of it.
Yeah.
You know, sort of like like, you can't compare like Logan, like X-Men, like from the cartoons, to the movie Logan, which was rated R,
Yeah,
which
that's
was
true.
amazing. But
That's
well,
true.
let us know what you guys think. Let us know your thoughts on below
Mm-hmm.
on maybe your concerns, or what are your concerns that you've heard. But we're still looking forward, and I will be watching it on day one. That's for sure.
Exactly. Yeah, let us know how excited you are for the show and what things you hope that they include and what things you hope that they don't include. Or what do you hope that they need to include that they don't take away from the show, from the animated show into the live action show? I think that made sense. I don't know if that made sense.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining, and those are our thoughts.
Yeah, we will see you on the flip side after this episode goes out. The show is here.
Yep.
That's crazy. It's been 5 years. It's been 87 years. All right. Bye, everybody.